welcome. This is official. Welcome and good afternoon to everyone. And today is day 3 and the last day of the Wellness Forum. I want to make you healthy. And today's topic is how to self-heal. Today, what I want to answer is 2 questions that I had it before in my life, and also people are just coming up with the same question, which is how come we're not self-healing? And the second question, which I also had it, but many people also have, is how to self-heal. So with today's presentation, I'm trying to just address these 2 questions. Okay, so let's get started. Don't we all want to self-heal, but few can? And do you know why? It's because it takes a mindset first, more than doing things around for your health. It takes a mindset that is diametrically opposite to the mindset that you currently have as a user of the healthcare system, which here I'm going to abbreviate as HCS. Okay, let me just show you in a slide what I mean. I'm going to share my screen here. Okay, here you can see the 2 different type of mindset. The first one on your left is the mindset that I can do it, help me, but only in matters of health. You could be like very empowered in other aspects of your life, but in matters of health, you have the mindset of I can do it. I cannot self-heal, help me. So therefore, that's a very disempowered attitude. Whereas on the right side, the mindset that you should be having in order to achieve self-healing is the mindset of, yes, I can just self-heal, just tell me how. And that is the 2 different mindsets that makes people very different to jump from one side to the other. Now, that's not the only thing that okay. So that is not the only, I'm sorry. So what I try to say is that the healthcare service user, this type of mindset, it also includes people using natural healthcare, like a naturopathic or homeopathic, or using energy services. They are all clumped in this group because they use these services as the main player, meaning like, oh, I need that. They're coming from a scarcity point, meaning I need that and I don't have to do anything. So there's no personal growth involved. So do you see that mindset? Whereas the self-healer, the difference is that the personal growth and changes in the lifestyle are the main player. And the use of, traditional or naturopathic or homeopathic or holistic healthcare services, they use it as a support, but it's not the main player. Get it? The 2 different type of mindset. The self-healers just go, okay, let me see. I have some health problem. Let me just see what am I doing wrong. Whereas the healthcare service user, once they just experience a symptom, the first thing they do is just to pick up the phone and call a doctor or somebody. All right, so that is the main difference of mindset, and that's why very few can attain that, because it's a mindset switch. Now, let me just go over to continue on my discussion, what I reviewed last week. Last week, the topic was the state of health affair in the United States, and I sort of like described 3 paths. One is the path of the elite. Second is the path of people holding on the sinking ship with fight or fright, or they're under a lot of stress. And the third path is the alternative thinkers. Okay, so let me recap about that and go to the whiteboard. So let me just get out of here. and recap on that. Okay, so let's go to this whiteboard. So what I mentioned last week is that the state of health affair in the United States is that we are having shortages. Shortages of what? Shortages of doctors, nurses, and the related staff, medicines, believe it or not, and they're closing hospitals. So what this does is going to just impose an increase of demand for healthcare services, but the supply is low. And you know what that happened? That leads into inflation. So that's going to be leading into inflation, meaning that how is that impacting you? That eventually you're going to feel, if you're not feeling now, an increase of your healthcare premium and your deductible. Everything is increasing, but the services, the quality of the services is not worth what you pay. So that is the definition of inflation. Okay, and what it does is that is more money, and this is going to just, as I said, push into these three groups that I mentioned before. But then the thing is that what is coming after inflation is like all of this money is going to be a funnel into a hiring staff and robots, robotization of medicine. So the users of the healthcare system, which is, let me just say, the users of the healthcare system is going to just push at three paths. One path is for the elite who have enough money, and think about inflation is not an issue for them. So they're going to continue using this evolved medicine, which is called transhumanistic or transhumanism. So what it means, transhumanism, is that they use the current technical advance of the moment to compensate for your deficit. And I mentioned last time that wearing your glasses is another way to compensate for your deficit. Replacement of the crystalline of your cataract, sort of like putting these lens in your cataract, that's also transhumanism. It's a piece of technology inside you to compensate for your deficit. Also, hip replacement, knee replacement are samples of transhumanism. But we don't have to go that far, because even taking antihypertensive or anti-anxiety medication forever is a way of transhumanism, meaning that there's no effort from the user, no PG. PG is personal growth from your part, and that you only just continue living your unhealthy, quote unquote, unhealthy lifestyle, and then you're expecting to pay for the healthcare system to fix you. So that's the mentality of this on the column of the elite. Let me just circle in red. Okay, and this is go here, go here, go here. Okay, so that's one of the path. The other path that goes are for the common people, the commoner. The commoner are the one, they have no other alternative, so they are holding onto this ship. The common people. And these are the people who are going to be subjected with a lot of stress. They're going to be frightened for the insecurity of the system, and they're going to be fighting to get the appointment, fighting for the, mainly for the appointment, fighting for the service, because there's not enough. So what happened when you're in this situation for years, it leads you to a depletion of energy. Okay, and this is I want you to just Keep it in mind, depletion of energy. I'm going to be repeating that in different situations. It's very important. Depletion of energy is going to lead you to chronic diseases. And those are diabetes mellitus first, diabetes mellitus. Oh, okay, I think I have. Then heart disease is the heart disease, cancer, and other CD, chronic diseases. Okay, so this is the second column. The third column, or their path, is path. It's like how, where the pressure of taking care of yourself is pushing the force that is leading you to these three different streams. Okay, the third column will be the alternative thinkers. These are those who alternative thinkers that think out of the box. They just they're called normally the rebels. They're like the liberals. They call it the liberals, but they have always thinking outside of the mainstream thinker. So here, because they're looking for another alternative out of this system, once they just think something different, they are just activating something that is called epigenetics. Epigenetics, which is a new science that changed the physician's way to think about our our flaw genes that we inherit from our parents, causing us chronic disease. And one of the example is diabetes mellitus. But the epigenetics, what they discover is that you can turn on and off those genes by manipulating your environment. So if you provide an environment that you can turn off that gene, that's called epigenetic. So what happened with these people that think in alternative? They're looking for a different way to do this. When they do that, they discover epigenetics. And when the epigenetics start kicking in, then they combine with the body regeneration. And as I explained last week, and if you missed last week, you can find the replay video on my channel. It's a day 2, where I explain that the body regeneration is something that happens automatically in our body. So let me just write here, regeneration. So when you combine epigenetics plus regeneration, what do you get? Self-healing. Okay, now, so the question of, if we are getting automatic regeneration, the question is, how come we cannot heal? How come we're not self-healing? All right, so for that, I have to explain to you the conditions that it has to exist in our body in order to have a good body regeneration. So in that sense, I'm going back to my slides, and I'm going to need to check, let's see, to check in 20 seconds whether I'm in my, well, you can see my slides. Can you see my slides? Very good. Okay, so here we go. Now, what are the conditions for body regeneration? The body is not supposed to be suffering or it's not to be suffering or to be exposed to chronic stress for long period of time. Long period of time is like years, decades, multi years or decades. And these are the conditions. And I underline the yellow, you're gonna see why. Timely, regular nourishment. The 3 S, safety, security, and stability. Peace of mind, happiness, and lots of love. Okay. Let me see what is in here. This is not fluff, but it's science and wisdom. It's not something, it's for wellness. And I'm just gonna mention this, what we normally see the doctors. For example, women that are in the fertility clinic, And this is an example of how, when you don't have the condition, nature would not reproduce, would not regenerate. When you talk to this user of the fertility clinic because they want to have kids through artificial insemination, you're going to find out that many, if not all of them, are professional ladies that has very stressful jobs, and these are most of the time that they have problem conceiving. So there you go. That is the a proof for you to say why body doesn't regenerate, and the creation of a baby is sheer body regeneration, regenerate the cells. So when the conditions are not there, then your body will not cooperate. So now, next, let me just give you a big example of what I said about the conditions and how that relates to the current state of health in the United States. A good example. Okay, let me just see, 1 second before I move on. The way I'm going to just give you the example, I'm going to just feed you facts. And the idea of feeding you facts is that I want you to just have insights and connect the dots the same way I did. Okay, so then I'm going to be presented a series of facts from different areas, and then at the end we put it together. Okay, here we begin saying that chronic diseases are on the rise around the world. Okay, on this black background, you don't need to read it. I just brought it just to tell you that yes, many of these. Oh, you have it. Many of these organizations around the world, they agree chronic diseases are on the rise around the world. But then you would just say, oh, well, listen, it's because the developed countries have an aging population, so it's normal that they age with chronic diseases. Okay, let me bring you another fact. Look at this. Chronic diseases are on the rise in younger adults, and I underline in red from 20 years to 44 years. These are prime years. These are the years of people that are building a country. So if chronic diseases are on the rise on these younger people, who's going to take care of us, the older people, and the country? Okay. So this is a very concerning fact. So let's just move on. I'm going to feed you more data. Okay, next. There's another data I shared with you last week about that 93% of the American adults are unhealthy. And the question is why we are not healing. Okay, so that is the answer that I would like you to try to answer in your mind, or you can just type it in the comments so we can have a chat, or any question that you may have, type it in the chat at this moment and I'll address it. Okay, I continue on feeding you more data. This is me. The answer of that is that Americans have many priorities in their life, but health is not one of them. Okay, so if health is not your priority, then don't complain that you're getting sick. Okay, now we're going to look closer, and as I said, to reach to this conclusion, you don't need to be a doctor. Let's see whether you can connect the dots. This is a study. Let me see whether you can see it here. Okay, this is study. Yeah, this is the study where I pulled to where the study of that they find out that 93% of the American adults are unhealthy. It came from this study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology. And I underline, I'm sorry, the studies, the age of the participant, of 55,000 participants, were from 20 years to plus whenever, hundreds, if the guy lived up to the 100. But the youngest age was 20. So I underline on cardiometabolic. So basically, they determined that these participants were not unhealthy based on cardiometabolic parameters. And cardio, you know what is cardio, but the metabolic, that is a word that I see that we mention a lot, we say it a lot, but few understand that. Metabolic means, plain words, is leads you into pre-diabetes or diabetes mellitus. And to make it more simple, the metabolic is how you process your energy. How do you just balance between? It's basically, how do you balance between your the energy that you need for your daily activity and for your health, and how much are you making? Okay, it's like, in other words, when you're tired, when you have diabetes or pre-diabetes, that means that you're doing more than the energy that you have in your body. So I hope that is clear. Okay, moving on for the next piece of information. Okay, here, this slide. More than half of Americans skip breakfast at least once a week. This is a study. But notice that this is not from a medical journal. This is from a blog from Food Services. It's a business blog. So actually, you know me, I'm a out of the box thinker. So I just find the answer all over. So I just stumble upon this article from these people that has nothing to do with health, but they wanted to know which of the meals they eat more or less, so they can just direct the resources. So in this case, for these food providers, they're not going to prepare, or they're not going to buy a lot of resources to prepare breakfast, because the American are not going to just, half of them are not going to eat their breakfast. So, but then for me, it was like very important piece of information. And I move on. I'm moving on to provide more. Now, there's this study that I found. Also, I don't think it's from a medical study. Oh, okay, I know, where is it? This is from a financial blog. 2 in 3 millennials skip lunch to get ahead. It's a survey. So what does that mean when they skip ahead? They are putting as a priority their work and not their health or lunch. Well, I guess at this point, many people are not connecting food. Well, they should, food with health. But basically, they're not putting their health in as a priority, but their work. Okay, moving on. Listen, and this finally, okay, another thing not found on medical journal, but in a personal finance or career. Look at this. Okay, they said that they found that skipping breakfast and eating a late dinner could be a killer. Let's just read together the first 2 lines on purple. This is from 2019. People who skip breakfast and eat dinner near bedtime have worse outcomes after heart attack. Let's just jump to the red line, the red underline. The study found that people with 2 eating habits, meaning skipping breakfast and eating late at night, had a 4 to 5 times higher likelihood of death, another heart attack, or angina, chest pain, within 30 days after hospital discharge for heart attack. So what does that mean? So they didn't, it's not that telling you that if you just skip breakfast and eat late, you're going to have a heart attack. You're going to get sick. But within 30 days, you're not going to be able to recover. So this is part of the regeneration or their healing. It's telling you that they're having problems. People that skip their meals, they're having problem healing. And that's why once they discharge, more health crises come. Okay, that's one of the piece of information throwing at you. Next piece of information, this one. I hope you can, one second, I hope you can read. Okay, again, this is from a multidisciplinary medical information network. Pre-diabetes, could skipping meals raise the risk of pre-diabetes? Okay, now I want you to read at the bottom of the line. I'm sorry I could not squeeze this slide in any other way, but it's very important that you read down at the at the bottom of the line that says skipping meals could disrupt the metabolism and cause abdominal weight gain. I underline, and the abdominal weight gain meaning belly fat and sign of prediabetes according to a recent study. So let me just read it again. Skipping meals could disrupt the metabolism and cause abdominal weight gain and signs of prediabetes, according to a recent study. So what I'm saying back, diabetes is disruption of metabolism, meaning like your balance between the energy that you're expending and energy that you have. It's just like, managing your banking account is off, and that may lead you to pre-diabetes. All right, I hope by now there's some kind of a idea that is forming in your mind. Now look at this. This is belly fat. On the left side, even though you are skinny, if you look down and you have a belly fat and you also skip your breakfast and lunch, then you have to just be thinking that you may have a metabolic dysfunction. And if you live in the United States, you may be part of that study. 93% of the Americans are unhealthy. So then I want to challenge you for a moment. If you have these two conditions, that you're skipping your breakfast and lunch, and look down and you have belly fat, maybe you want to try for 7 days, only 7 days, just to prove me right or wrong, and eat your breakfast before 9 a.m. and lunch before 2. It's not like I have asked some people say, yeah, I eat my lunch. Oh no, somebody say, I eat my breakfast. What time? 11:30. And your lunch at 4 or 5. No, that is not breakfast or lunch time. You have to repeat, eat your breakfast before 9. This is all studies, before 9, and your lunch by 2 o'clock. Why? Because 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Because you have to follow the circadian rhythm, and it's your body. Okay, so I'll be curious if you're going to do the challenge, and you can just come back to the replay video and comment below to see, to prove me right or wrong. Okay, so moving on. And now what I'm going to be doing is to review, put together all these points quickly and see whether you reach the same conclusion that I reached. So what are the conditions for body regeneration? To remind you, timely, regular nourishment. And as I said in that study, if you don't have the proper conditions for the body to regenerate, you're going to have problem recovering from your disease or from your illness or whatever. Okay. Now, remember the other point, we're finding chronic diseases on the rise in younger adults, 20 to 44 years old. And look at this age group. Look at what they do. 2 in 3 millennials skip lunch to get a head survey. And this is from 2019. We have to now do another survey on the Gen Z or the other generation, because I know that on the baby boomers, most of my American friends that when I arrived to the country, they skip lunch. And that was, for me, I was like stunned because they did not connect the eating breakfast and lunch as very important for your health. So, okay, so that's about that. And just to get ahead, because health is not the priority, something else is their priority. But as I said, Americans have many priorities in their life, but health is not one of them. Now, what happens when you don't put health as your priority? Look at this. I'm going to quote a proverb from my colleague friend. No, he's not a friend. He's a colleague, an ancient Greek physician, Herophilus. This proverb has been the GPS, my compass during my career, where he says, when health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, strength cannot fight, intelligence cannot be applied, art cannot become manifest, and wealth become useless. Let me just translate that in in a regular word, in a regular wording. First, let me start with the wealth become useless. When I was practicing as a physician at the NYU hospital, I attended several very, very wealthy patients hospitalized. One of those was one of the most, was a realtor, he owned a lot of real estate in New York City. He was loaded in money and he had a stroke and he was laying on the bed, could not eat, and he was being fed by a tube. His wife felt so bad that she came up to me and asked me, please, I will give you any money that I have, but please help him to get back to how he was before. That is when I realized, and I told her, listen, there's no cure. I mean, we just have to depend on him. But obviously, his body was not cooperating. So this is when I realized when wealth become useless. And then the same thing, when you don't have health, you don't even have strength. You don't even have wisdom because you're going to be so angry. So from the point of scarcity, so you can imagine what kind of decisions you're making. Your decisions are going to be only towards scarcity. And again, when you're weak, you're not creative. So then, as I said, my colleague, ancient Greek physician Herophilus, was right all along. Okay, so then just to summarize to the question of why we're not healing, this is the encapsulation and the answer. When the body is under stress or suffering for a long period of time, as in working and skipping meals, there's an imbalance of energy, a deficit of energy. So the body will not regenerate as well or not at all. When skipping meals is passed down through generation as part of the culture, it gets embedded in the genes. Okay, and this may explain why 93% of the Americans, either born or not born in the US, but you adopted that culture, are unhealthy. All right, so let me see. Okay, so do you want to save your country? Because 93% of the American adults are unhealthy, and that does not bode well for the future of this country. Sit down and eat a warm meal at breakfast and lunch. So did you see? I empower you to self-heal with simple solution. Just eat your meals, and you see how see whether try it in 1 month, 3 months, maybe your chronic health symptoms that you've been battling for years, it may be healing. All right. So, okay. So that is the answer for the first question, why we're not self-healing. So moving on to the second question. Oh, why am I this? Oh, okay. Another thing that people has told me, and these are people that are not American culture, but they're from, they have the culture to timely eat their nourishment. They have told me, oh, but I just eat all my meals regularly, but yet I suffer from chronic disease. Well, there are some other condition. If you took care of the nourishing yourself, you need to also take care of the 3S. Did you take, did you take control of your safety, security, and stability in your life? How about your peace of mind and happiness? And are you content? Are you happy? Okay. And yeah, I'm sorry. My mind got distracted because I need to charge my laptop. 1 second. I'm just picking up the connection. Okay, here it is. Okay, so that's the answer. So next, how can we self-heal? How can, this is a lot of, I get a question, how can a user of the mainstream HCS is healthcare system begin to self-heal? So I just volley back the question, say, do you want the hard, or the easy way? Okay, so then to answer that, let's just go back to let me see, I think I have to go back to the whiteboard and to continue explaining you something there. Let me just, go here. Okay, now I need you in 20 seconds to tell me whether you see the whiteboard. Okay, got it. So back to the whiteboard. Let me just erase this so it doesn't get confusing. All right. Okay, so here we see the three the three groups. See the elite. I'll put the money sign. Okay, money sign here. Okay, who they have the money and they can just fund this robotization of medicine, and they continue with their transhumanism, so they can just put some chip in their brain and just be much more intelligent. And then the second group with the common people. So what I wanted to explain here is how each of these columns can be mobilized from one column to the other. So with the elites, do you think that they're going to be living forever and be happy forever after? Yes, maybe, but only for 5 minutes. When they finally, whatever technology is implanted on their body, and they're, oh, I feel powerful, but that's only lasts for 5 minutes, because if they have not sort of like changed their way to think, their way to do things, eventually they're going to be moving down to the second group. Okay, so eventually they're going to be also the diabetes mellitus is going to be progressing, and all of these things is going to continue on as usual. But with this group, with the elite group, they were only a delay. So once they are in this group, all of this, once you're suffering or you're having all these chronic diagnoses, what is going to lead you into pain is a journey of pain and suffering. Okay, let me just, yeah. Can you see pain and suffering? Okay, pain and suffering. The reason I'm writing it here, because the pain and suffering is a great motivator for what? Is a great motivator to change. When you realize that this healthcare system is not providing you with the healthcare or the well-being that you desire, that's when your mind begins thinking alternatively. And this is how you move from this second column back to the self-healing column, because you're going to be doing things differently, which is epigenetics, and sort of like shutting off the faulty gene and turning on the healing genes. And when you do that, your regeneration, you're going to give the proper conditions for your body to really regenerate. And that leads you to self-healing, where you have no disease, and you have a faster healing. Okay, so this is how you move from column to column. So let me then go back to this slide to explain to you, to finish explaining how we can self-heal. Okay. Now, the question is back, how do you want to move on to how do you want to arrive to that column? The hard way or the easy way? Because the hard way, you can do it yourself. The few of those have been able to do it because as I say, they come from a point of pain and suffering. And that is a great motivator and stimulate your creativity in order to avoid the pain. And then, but it's going to take you researching time, go through trial and error, suffer from uncertainty. Am I doing it right? Is this the way? Am I getting worse? Your symptoms is going to relapse, of course. And then by the end, with persistence, you're going to self-heal. So this is another way to do it, but it's the harder and the lengthy way. Now, the easy way. The easy way is just to follow your energy field, which is also called the aura. And see, you are here and you just follow your energy field to reach the healer within. And once you heal your body, to reach your highest potential and to really develop your intuition. So that's the easy way. Now, how you do it, I have done that, been there, I can guide you. So I can offer you my no-brainer meditation, which is a 3-month program to learn the skill set to connect with your energy field. And the experience all along is not of pain or suffering. Let me learn this. No, it's an incredible experience. It's a mind-blowing, enlightening, exhilarating a journey in order to meet your healer within or your teacher. Now, this program formerly was known to my students as a 21 days of medical qigong. And I'll explain to you why I name it no-brainer meditation. And by now, some of my students probably can just guess why. But this program is now in steroids. And it is a self-healing primer, meaning like, no, it's the tool that you learn to train your skill set in order to sense and follow your energy field, your aura. Okay, sorry. So now on the next slide, what I did, I concentrated 1 hour of practice in 1 minute. So you can see how simple these movements are. Anyone can do it, but do not underestimate this movement, because what it's doing is squeezing or activating your acupuncture meridian channels. It's like squeezing the energy out to do, wait for that. There's a point where I want you to reach. Okay, and this is showing you the breathing exercise in that. But all of these points, all of these movements are to reach this point. Wait for that. Wait. For this one, did you see? This is called the Chibo position. It's the real meditation. This is where you're beginning to send that energy field. And in the advanced practice, you follow your energy. This is not me moving. This is I'm following the energy. I'm not thinking. And the movement is going to be leading you to exercise a movement that your body knows, but you don't know. And it's going to just help self-heal you. This advanced practice has a deeper implication to heal you emotionally and spiritually. And these are how far they can take you to self-heal heart disease. And this is my sister. She felt very empowered knowing that she self-healed her heart issue. Can you imagine the empowering that is when everybody's telling you, no, you have to just go under the knife of the surgeon because nobody has healed from the heart disease. And then you do it and you show it to the world. That is very empowering. Now she's back to her gym aerobic classes. Okay, so as I said, this is one of the things that you can do when you learn that skill set. Is a tool. On the next testimonial, I'm going to show you how people end up after the practice. It's all about elevating the energy. So I hope you can listen, Massimo. I'm going to just play the audio and I want you to tell me whether you can listen. Here we go.
And when you finished, were you very tired or were you more energized?
Not at all. Not at all. Very, and sometimes I take some energy drink before swimming. I didn't take any energy drink, nothing.
Okay, basically, yes, he used to just drink his energy drink to have more energy, but after doing this practice, which is with this practice he no longer needed. On the next slide, you're going to just listen to the audio. Also, another happy student who has experienced energy with no medicine. You don't have to take anything. You don't have to eat anything. Just practice that. It's a very smart practice. And you see, and as I said, connected. When you are high of energy, the body self-heal. So that is the key word: low energy, chronic disease; high energy, you self-heal. So here we go. Next testimonial.
After completed this 21 days Qigong course, I realized how much energy my body has. And the Qigong gave me the tool, the very powerful tool to manage this energy. And now I feel much better. Thank you very much, Dr. Lily. Very appreciate it.
Okay, I don't have to read it, no? Yeah. So this is to tell you how everybody end up energized. Now, the energizing thing is what is very impressive, but there are other benefits at the level of the body that they also have. But you get more. It's more impressive to have this feeling of empowering and energy. But all the benefits are that you start sleeping better than you have in decades. Reduces your snoring. It reduces your pain and aches from inflammatory conditions. Reduce bloating and excess weight, which is the same thing that you lose weight effortlessly. You don't have to diet. You don't have to do very stressful exercise. It reduces your anxiety, lower your pressure, lower your blood pressure effortlessly, and you say goodbye to procrastination. And people that, and I tell you, people that are living with partners or spouses, hey, encourage them to join this practice because it really lifts your energy and reduce procrastination, just in case you want the other partner to do, to just pick up after themselves or to do, repairs around the home. They have the energy around that. So this is, so definitely it really reduces your procrastination from increasing your energy. It boosts your confidence and happiness, improve your focus, the short-term memory. Guys, lately we have an epidemic of short-term memory loss, and this practice really brings it back. It lifts your mood, and it also reawakens your senses. Sort of like you're going to begin living again because you're going to be able to sense, to taste, to smell, and to see better and clearer because the energy is infusing through all of your organs. Now, let me just show you how far you can take this skill set. It will take you as far as you want. And then I have brought this as how to call the stages. Is like a ladder of the several layers that you can just bring up, but most of the people stay in the body awareness because it's about the fitness, it's about feeling well, but then you don't completely self-heal. The problem will come back, but yet you have the tool to raise your energy, and then you don't need so much medication for that. So that is the level of body awareness. However, if you want to meet your teacher within, you want to meet, oh, I'm sorry, I missed the thing. If you want to meet your teacher, you need to just go through all the rest of the consciousness in progression, meaning like first you're going to be body aware. The deeper layer, you're going to be emotion aware, meaning like you realize that your emotion is really making you sick. Then you are self-aware and aware of what are you doing that is sickening you. And finally, universe aware is to understand what are the things that happen around the universe that you can just align and control so you can manifest the life and the health that you want. So this is called a progression of ascension. the stages of awareness of your consciousness. And I put here that from the motion, if you want to go on, it requires commitment and consistency. So that's why it's by invitation only. Not everybody can do it. And I hope you would be one of those, because I'm offering for new students only this program. I'm opening this no-brainer meditation program for new students, and it's perfect if you are open-minded and an alternative thinker, or eager to learn about the body. You're going to learn tons. Seeking personal growth for health and life. Want to achieve optimal wellness, or you're intrigued to meet healer within. And as I said, are you looking for a mentor? Because I'm looking for a mentee. I like to teach, and it really is very exciting that I can take you to your teacher within. Okay, and that's as far as I can take you. And then I just go back and train somebody else. Okay, so what does it consist this 3 months? These 3 months of no-brainer meditation, as I said, is a self-healing primer. Primer meaning like you're not going to self-heal those 3 months, but you're going to learn the skill set that you're going to be practicing and training to reach, as I say, to that self-healing state. And the first month, what I want you to familiarize with the movement by watching a video course of the practice. Second month, as you see, we deal about the gut health. So it's just to tell you how important is the gut in the connection of this of your energy field or your aura. Okay, and the third month is 21 days of life coaching. So there we go. And then the price for that is 3 payments of $217. It's a subscription. And all of this writing, you can just go to my website and read it. There's more information about that. But this is to show you that it's a subscription, and it's just 3 payments of $217. And you may say, some of you may say, oh, 3 months focusing on your health. How can it be? Well, the question is your health your priority number one? If you're having some health complaints, is it because you're not paying attention? And maybe this is the time for you to set your health as the number one priority. And maybe not. Maybe you realize that this is not what you're intended for, but that's why that is okay, because there's 30 days refund if you're not satisfied. And why should you join this program? First, this is a program supported by millenary ancient wisdom, medical Qigong. And for those who doesn't know what is medical Qigong, is the cultivation of your energy field. And the medical Qigong is the precursor of Tai Chi. I'm sure you all have heard about Tai Chi, but the medical Qigong is the mother of Tai Chi. This program is guided by a physician who live by self-healing, who have done it, has been there. And then I know about diagnosis, and I deal with ailments, with illness. And also why you should join this program, because we have had successful experience with many other students. It's backed by science. And if you join this program, I'm going to be flooding you with a lot of studies that nobody has paid attention, because, as I said, the mainstream medicine is interested on you to rehook in transhumanism, to be taking pills forever. Now, the other aspect of this program is that the learning is guaranteed. You're going to learn tons about your body and how it functions. The other reason is very empowering, and you should join this program if you want to create health and the life you desire, not the health and life that somebody's imposing on you. All right. So as I said, this is not your regular medical Qigong program. Just in case you say, oh, you know, there's other medical Qigong program. It's not because other Qigong program, they're not, well, I don't know. I haven't met anybody that is guided by a physician, but this one really addresses your chronic complaints as we go, as I move you through the journey. This program is inspired by a Chinese thinker who believed in energy. Who is that? I'll show you. Lao Tzu. This is again another proverb, another thinker that has inspired me on this program. And this is what he says. He who conquers others is strong. Yes, if you control and bully others and you're stronger than others and compared to others, yes, you're strong. But he who conquers himself is mighty. So in other words, this program is to guide you to master yourself. And the program is a guided journey into the self for health and wealth. And hey, if you like what you heard this hour, well, is it the hour? Yes, it's like the hour. Give it a like so the YouTube can just share it with others and then this message is propagated. Or you can share with your friends and family if you think that what I've said is very important and help them to be just happy and sharing together with you. All right. So then you can register, scan this QRS code with your phone, or you can go to the other link, this bit.ly thing. You can just, during the replay video, you can just come back and pause this and do whatever you have to do. Or at the replay video, I'm going to just put a link in the description box below that is going to lead you or send you to the website for you to register. Okay, let me see. And now I'm opening for any question or answers that you may have. Let me see is there any question? Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to just wait for a couple of seconds to see if you have any question. Or if what I told you connected the understanding of how you can self-heal. Any questions? Well, I guess there's no question. So if you miss this live presentation, you can just also type your comment or your question that I will read it. The YouTube will send me always messages for whoever is putting the comment later. All right. Okay, let's see. No question. Well, I wish you a very good afternoon and lots of health. So see you in another time. Okay, take care. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate that you are here, especially Sunny here. Well, it's the only one that I see here, and I don't know whether I miss you, but if I don't know from me, okay, yeah. So if I miss you, it's because you didn't type in, so I don't know whether you were here or not. But anyhow, greetings for all of you. Bye. Have a good afternoon. Take care.